Welcome to this presentation on my action research project, Quality Homework. Mathematics is the science of numbers, quantity, and space. Many of the concepts are abstract and vague. To reinforce concepts discussed in class, teachers often assign homework. According to Rosario et al., homework is one of the most commonly used educational tools. Although homework is widely used, debates abound about the necessity or usefulness of homework. High school students relate that they spend less than 1 hour per day on homework on average, and only 42% say they do it 5 days per week. With this seemingly dismal completion rate, why would an educator choose to assign homework? According to Kalinkowski and Pavlonia, studies of middle school students have found that homework improves students' performance on math and other tests, as well as first semester grade point averages. Additionally, research has shown homework completion is strongly and positively associated with high achievement at the middle and high school levels. Although the cause and effect relationship has not been established and is difficult to ascertain, there is a correlation between homework and student achievement. Because there is a noted connection between homework and achievement, teachers should continue the practice. Unfortunately, teachers at JABCC, the school at which I work, have been reluctant to or completely refrained from giving homework. Teachers note lack of participation as the major reason for eliminating homework. The homework completion rate among students averages about 10% of the class. The passage rate of first-time end-of-course test takers in Algebra 1 is less than 50%. These numbers suggest that a comprehensive homework plan might improve learning outcomes. This action research will determine what quality homework is and how to implement an effective homework plan for the school, particularly in mathematics classes. The purpose of this research is to discover effective homework strategies, particularly in mathematics classes, to improve student participation, retention of concepts, and achievement, and to provide educators with options for developing quality homework plans for their classes. In secondary schools, learning structures need to be appropriate for creating experiences that are developmentally responsive to the nature and needs of adolescents. The first objective of this research is to define the characteristics of quality homework. This objective is necessary for teachers to understand the importance of assigning quality homework versus busy work. The second objective of this research is to provide educators with suggestions of quality homework options that offer support when the teacher is unavailable, engage students, and increase participation. Teachers will then be able to devise plans for meaningful homework implementation tailored to their students' needs. The problem statement. I have worked as a mathematics teacher at JABCC for the past 3 years. During this time, I have become keenly aware of the lack of homework assigned by colleagues throughout the school. Students have commented that I am one of a handful of teachers that assign homework. Mathematics homework is created to help students learn new concepts, to practice and retain old concepts, to explore other math skills, and to prepare for assessments. Homework gives students the chance to work with concepts on their own and gives teachers an understanding of what students have mastered or need clarity. Homework, in my opinion, is a window into students' thinking. The lack of homework assignments and the low completion rates raise concerns, particularly because homework completion is positively correlated to student achievement. Although administration encourages the assignment of homework, no formal policies regarding homework are enforced. Our students score below the state and district averages in Algebra 1 and Geometry. Only 10% of the students complete homework on a regular basis. Teacher apathy toward the idea of homework may breed student apathy as well. And perhaps the performance on these mandated exams would improve if educators at the school implemented targeted homework plans that were more meaningful to students. To implement targeted homework plans, teachers must first buy in to the power of quality homework. This research will help me define quality homework and discover ways to implement meaningful homework in my classes. Ultimately, this research will provide other educators at the school with a basis to design constructive homework plans for their respective classes. The research questions. Number 1, what does the research say about quality homework? And number 2, what homework assignments offer support when the teacher is not available? The first literature is the case for quality homework, why it improves learning, and how parents can help. In a recent survey by the National Assessment of Educational Process, 13% of 17-year-olds said they did homework for more than 2 hours the previous night. This subpar percentage seems to support critics who say homework does not appear to enhance student learning. Therefore, why engage in the practice? Developmentally appropriate homework plays a critical role in the formation of positive learning beliefs and behaviors, a deliberative and effortful approach to mastery, and higher expectations and aspirations for one's future. Much research has established the positive association between homework completion and achievement, mainly at the middle and high school levels. Results, however, at the elementary level have been mixed. In determining the quality of homework, researchers have cautioned teachers to be mindful of the amount of time expected to complete tasks. They suggest the 10-minute rule for daily homework. That is 10 minutes per grade level, excuse me. Middle schoolers' maximum time would be about 90 minutes, and high schoolers would study between 90 minutes to 2.5 hours per day. Teachers use homework for many reasons: to develop critical thinking skills, to improve problem-solving skills, to prepare for exams, to promote self-discipline, and to develop lifelong learners. Teachers believe homework fosters a sense of responsibility and promotes academic achievement. Homework provides valuable review and practice for students. Students do know the difference, however, between busy work and quality tasks. They crave high-quality, challenging assignments, homework that is associated with higher achievement. Quality assignments are developmentally appropriate, meaningful, and promote self-regulation. Meaningful tasks are authentic, allowing students to engage in solving problems with real-world relevance. Additionally, homework tasks should have a clear purpose that is articulated to students and connected to learning in the classroom. This points to another characteristic of quality homework, which is purpose. The second article, Homework Should Be, But We Do Not Live in an Ideal World, focuses on the purposes for homework and states that purposes may be instructional or non-instructional. My research focused on instructional purposes. Studies have shown that practicing the content learned is the homework purpose most frequently used throughout schooling. Rosario et al. Contend mathematics homework that extends concepts is critically important in designing quality homework. Recent studies amongst mathematics teachers suggest extension homework, that is, homework designed with the intent of solving problems, supports higher academic achievement, yet many instructors did not report implementing extension homework. Additionally, the degree of individualization is also important in designing quality homework. When there is a disparity between the level of difficulty of homework assignments and student skills level, students may have to spend long hours doing homework, and they may experience negative emotions or even avoid doing homework. When homework assignments are tailored to meet individual student needs, students' effort and academic achievement increase, perhaps because the value of homework is heavily influenced by student perception. The third piece of literature, using the math in everyday life to improve student learning. Real-world application addresses the perennial question that all students ask: when will we ever use this math? When will we ever use it? Real-world applications also provide a connection between concepts learned in class to the mathematics used in everyday life, or MIEL. Traditionally, educators assign word problems that reflect real-life scenarios for homework, but this is not the same as authentic situations in real time and that are unique to and current in students' lives. Real-time situations require spontaneous and functional applications of mathematical knowledge and skills. MILE assignments are a weekly homework submitted on Monday that asks students to describe when and how they used math outside the school. Students describe the situation, do the mathematics, and describe the concepts involved rather than the procedure. Students are provided multiple examples of the process prior to inception as a homework strategy. Parents and family members are also encouraged to participate. The MILE strategy embodies characteristics of quality homework. Students may complete by themselves. Assignments allow student choice and have clear purpose and direction. Scaffolding is provided, and tasks are authentic. Couchman conducted her study implementing MILE with middle grade students. However, the approach may be adapted to fit high school class settings. The fourth piece of literature, Homework, What's the Point?, provides an alternative effective strategy for for quality homework, and that is project-based learning. Project-based learning can help teachers meet both qualitative and quantitative recommendations for purposeful homework, providing opportunities for learning activities that are naturally differentiated and self-leveling. Project-based work is spread over several assignments, puts skills and knowledge in real-world context, and involves current events and problem solving in the classroom, community, or world. When teachers make project-based learning an integral part of the curriculum, homework becomes a natural extension of classwork. The projects can be extensive, or they may be mini projects. Teachers can collaborate to create cross-curricular project-based homework that addresses multiple standards. Project-based homework meets the description of quality homework. When teachers model and reinforce project-based learning, students get turned on and become researchers and teachers themselves in this more genuine approach to learning. This formative research will be conducted using specifically the explanatory design model, which is a mixed method model. Essentially, qualitative and quantitative methods will be employed. The purpose of explanatory design is that qualitative data helps explain or build upon initial quantitative results. Collection and analyses of quantitative data will be used to assess homework completion rates, accuracy, changes in academic achievement, etc., prior to and after implementation of effective strategies. Observations and in-depth interviews will be conducted after analyses of initial quantitative data to collect participants' perceptions. Subsequent collection and review of qualitative data will be conducted after implementation of suggested quality homework practices. The first set of data I will collect will be, or what I collected, was quantitative historical data of student activity. The information collected was end-of-course Algebra 1 exam scores and data regarding time spent on homework and homework completion rates. To collect data on homework habits and completion rates, students will be given or were given a link to complete a Google survey, because surveys are one of the most common tools used in action research data collection. The survey was brief, no more than 10 questions, and students were asked how often they are given homework, the amount of time spent completing homework each night, etc. The teacher gradebook data was also collected or will be collected to look at homework completion information and provide a baseline information to indicate students' propensity for completing or ignoring homework and potentially support the claim for implementation of quality homework. The second set of data to be analyzed will be qualitative and capture students' and teachers' opinions about homework. Student information will again be captured using the Google survey mentioned above. Questions address the grade level, type of homework given, students' opinions on the usefulness of homework, and their propensity to do homework if it met the description for quality homework. The qualitative questions will give a perceptual data to understand students' attitudes about homework. To capture the teacher's attitudes and habits regarding homework, a questionnaire was used, and possible questions included: did you give homework? How often? What is the format? Is it just questions, PBL, MILE, the MIEL, math and everyday life? How important is homework to success in your class? Would you be willing to give PBL or MILE a try, etc. The third set of data was observations and interviews. Interviews are data gathering tools that can often provide more detailed information than surveys. So the teachers' classrooms that use the MILE or PBL will be observed, and both students and teachers are interviewed to gain insight into the effectiveness or lack thereof when implementing quality homework. Historical analysis of JABCC end-of-course Algebra 1 data reveal that approximately 36% of students pass the exam on the first try. Many of the students who do not meet the minimum requirement on the first attempt repeat the test three or more times. The student survey revealed whether homework was assigned or not depended upon the teacher. More often than not, however, students were not given homework in math class. Teachers' records indicated that the homework completion rate was approximately 10% for any given assignment. Results from the student and teacher surveys indicated students were given 10 to 20 problems each night to complete for homework, if homework were given at all. Although students communicated homework is helpful, they stated they did not do homework because they forgot or had other things to do. Students also did not think the homework was relevant to their world. They thought it was given just to complete the class. Teachers said they appreciate the merits of homework, but the lack of student participation influenced them to abolish the practice. Through observations and interviews, I was able to ascertain students and teachers want more meaningful mathematics. Practice problems are great for procedural knowledge, but real-world application is better for synthesizing concepts. The Future Action Plan. The goal of this action research is to increase achievement on state assessments and student participation in homework exercises. Based upon the data collected, implementation of quality homework should be highly suggested for mathematics classes and perhaps extended into science and history classes. More specifically, math teachers should incorporate weekly mild activities, math in everyday life activities, to increase student awareness of how mathematics is used in their everyday life. These miles may be adapted for history class and perhaps termed history in everyday life, so that students develop connections between historical events and events that are happening today. Additionally, teams of teachers should be created and tasked with designing one PBL or problem-based learning project for students to complete. Initially, one PBL per semester could be suggested. As teachers and students adapt, perhaps one PBL per quarter would be the norm. Finally, teachers and administrators must continue to collect and analyze standardized assessment results, homework completion rates, etc., to ensure that the academic progress is being made and stakeholders have bought into the benefits of quality homework. In order for this future action plan to go okay, some supports need to be put in place that include that teachers will need professional development on implementing quality homework. That is, what is quality homework? What is math in everyday life? What is problem-based or project-based learning? Administrators will also need to support the implementation of these activities, support and encourage the implementation of these activities. And teachers will also need to meet weekly to collect and review data. There's also a push for shared planning time to provide time to develop the math and everyday life projects or assignments, and also the projects for the PBLs. Some of the barriers include both teacher and student buy-in. Also having the resources available to implement PBL with fidelity, and perhaps even time constraints. In summary, this action research was conducted to address students' lack of interest in completing homework assignments in math class. The poor participation seemed to correlate with subpar results on standardized state assessments. Teachers at JABCC agree that homework is vital to a student's success, yet many do not assign homework on a regular basis. Pressure to increase student achievement scores requires implementing different strategies. The research suggested modification of the types of homework assignments given might increase students' engagement. Increased engagement generally leads to an increase in achievement. The specific types of assignments suggested were math in everyday life, MIEL, and project-based learning, PBL. By reducing the number of homework assignments to once a week, MIEL, but requiring students to discuss their real-life encounter with mathematics on a regular basis, students start to understand why they need to study math. This revelation, in my opinion, leads to a deeper interest in learning concepts presented in class, which in turn encourages students to do the math. As a result, student achievement is more likely to increase. PBL has a similar effect. Students are immersed in solving a real-world, personally meaningful problems that require integration of many subject areas. Through the collection of historical data, student-teacher surveys, questionnaires, and observations, results reveal JABC staff must try something different by providing professional development on quality homework, implementing weekly miles in quarterly or semester PBLs, and injecting common planning time into the master schedule. JABCC will have a plan that has the potential to increase student participation, engagement, and achievement. The goal of education is to prepare students for success upon graduation. The implementation of quality homework is one step in marching toward that goal. Thank you. The following slides show you the resources that were used to conduct this study and that are available for your review. Thank you again for your attention.